Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I'm Marie, you're at A Place to Heal, and you're back in my kitchen because I want to show you one of my favorite recipes. Before I get started, I want to talk to you about breakfast because I've noticed, well, first of all, let's start off with me. When I had to start eating healthier, I would get up in the morning, every morning, and I would sit there and go, what am I going to have for breakfast? And then I would do the same thing. I would go to my cupboard and I'd start looking at stuff and I go, ooh, no, I can't have that. No, I can't have that either. Oh, maybe, no, I can have that, but I can't have what goes with it. So, you know, and then I would go to my refrigerator and it would be the same thing, and then what I would end up doing is fasting until noon because I had no idea what to have for breakfast. So one of the things that I've noticed with the people that I try to help and my clients is that when they try to convert into a healthier diet, it's like learning to walk all over again. They do not have a clue, just like I didn't have a clue. So what ends up happening is you have one or another type of person. You either have the sugar babies or you have the protein babies, or addicts, if you will. But you know, you either have the ones that like to get up in the morning and they like to grab a donut, or they like their pancakes or their waffles, or, you know, something sweet, or even their coffee. You know, they're on their way to work, they grab that coffee, which is like 2 drops of coffee and just a bunch of sugar and junk. Or you have the protein people who get up in the morning and they want their bacon, eggs, sausage, on and on and on. So I found that I have a harder time converting the sugar people than I do the protein people. Because, you know, if you're a protein person, basically what you're looking for is the warmth. So, you know, you could throw a baked potato in, I mean, not a baked potato, a yam or a sweet potato into the oven and cook that. As long as you have that warmth, you're okay with that. But what do you do with the sugar people? So, and I was one of the sugar people. So I couldn't figure out what I was going to have. And even if I did have something, I was always like, oh, I want that donut, or I want that pancake, or if my family or friends were having pancakes, it was just so hard for me because I was like, oh, I want something sweet. So I started searching the internet and searching the internet and searching the internet, and I could not come up with one of my favorite dishes, which is crepes. So here we go. Alright, so you're going to need a food processor. If you're going to hang with me, you got to have a food processor. So what I do is I just grab just a handful of oats, old-fashioned boiled oats. And what you're going to do is you are going to chop them up and basically mutilate them. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to turn this into a very fine powder because what you're looking for is a flour consistency. Okay, so there we go. So there you have your nice flour consistency. And as you see, it's flour. Which, by the way, if you want to do some wonderful stuff for your body, grind up some oatmeal in your food processor and throw it in a bath. This stuff is awesome, especially if you have like psoriasis or any kind of skin conditions. This stuff is the best. Chicken pox, my kids literally lived in an oatmeal bath during chicken pox. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to grab 2 handfuls. You know, depending on your hand, it's how much you're going to eat. And this is just for one person. So, you know, if you're going to have more than one, it's 2 handfuls per person. So for me, it's just going to be 1. So I'm going to take 1 handful, 2 handfuls, and call that good. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab a handful of raisins. You're going to throw your raisins in there. And you're going to take 1, 2, 3 dates. And then you're going to chop it a little bit. Okay. And then you are going to add a tiny sprinkle of cinnamon. And you're going to add 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of vanilla, depending on how much you like vanilla. I like it a lot, so I'm going to go with a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more. And we're going to spin all that. Okay, and it's going to starting to clump together. And you want it to start clumping together. I think it needs just a little bit more vanilla. And just keep going till it becomes one singular clump. Okay, I think that's, yeah, it's good. Because what you want is you want this nice dough consistency. Okay. Get all that stuff out of there. Believe me, you know, desperation is the mother of invention, and I was desperate. So I kept going and going and going till I came up with this, because I just couldn't stand it anymore. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to get some sort of cutting board. It's whatever you like. It's up to you, whatever kind of cutting board you have. And you're going to, I'm going to put that aside for 1 second. You're going to take an apple, and you're going to cut your apple up, because we're going to put that into the food processor. And you don't want, you want to peel the apple. You do not want any of the red part of the apple, not because it's not good for you, but because it's just not what we're looking for in this recipe. And you don't want any seeds in there. And contrary to popular belief, they say you're not supposed to eat the seeds. There's a lot of people that do eat the seeds, and yes, there's a bunch of junk in there that you shouldn't have, but in order for it to do any harm to your body, you would have to eat 3,000 seeds at one sitting in order for it to be bad for you. So, you know, you can just throw them right into your juicer. It's not going to harm you. Okay, so for this, since I'm only doing it for one person, I'm only going to use half an apple, because actually that's a lot. So I'm just going to throw it in there. Okay, and then now you're going to add a little bit more cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. This recipe is has a lot to do with your liking. So if you like less cinnamon, add less cinnamon. If you like more cinnamon, add more cinnamon. It's up to you. So I'm actually going to add, I'd say about a good teaspoon of cinnamon. And I also like a lot of vanilla. So I am going to add 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of vanilla. And now this is also going to be to your liking. If you like apple apples in big pieces and chunky, then don't do it so much. If you like, if you like smaller chunks, do them smaller. You don't really want to get to the point where you have apple puree, but you can get as small as you like. I like my chunks pretty small. Okay. And I think I'm just going to go just a little bit smaller than that. Okay. So now, what I ended up with is this apple cinnamon vanilla stuff. Kind of like apple pie. Oh yeah, because it tastes just like apple pie. I'm telling you guys, it's whenever you're cooking raw, it has nothing to do with the heat or or what you are actually making. It has to do with the seasonings that you put in and how you mix your seasonings, and that's what's going to give you the taste that you remember. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, get all this stuff out of the way, is you're going to take that nice doughy consistency that you have, and remember that flour that we made in the beginning? You're going to take that just like you were cooking or making cookies, and you're going to put it on your board, and then you're going to start working that out, and you're going to put some of that oatmeal flour on top, because it's going to give it this really pretty look. And now you can actually start working with it without it sticking to your fingers. And what I do is I take some in my hand and I rub it on my rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, I mean, that's fine. You can use a glass bottle. You got to use something to roll this out, because if not, it's not going to turn out right. And at the same time, you want to start like forming a square with it. Alright, so once you have that, what you should end up with is something that looks like this. Okay, so now you're going to take that apple, cinnamon, vanilla, and you're going to put it on there, and you're going to spread it all out. Try to stay within ½ inch from the ends, because you don't want it to, when we go to roll it, you don't want it spilling all over the place. Okay, so once you have it, let's see if I can show you this. Once you have it spread out, what you want to do is you want to start rolling it. Okay, just flip it over and just start rolling it up. And you should end up with this beautiful looking crepe thing. Okay? You're gonna put it on a dish. I like to add some pumpkin spice. You don't have to. I like to add pumpkin spice over it a little bit. Just a little bit. Because if not, it overpowers it. And then you just take some raw honey and you kind of zigzag. Yeah. You have a beautiful morning raw crepe that is absolutely delicious. And wasn't a lot of hard work. It's very easy. It will actually, the apples will store up in the refrigerator for about a day, and it's, to me, it cuts my sugar craving instantly. Yeah. And I normally, oh man, and I normally will have this with like, I do this drink I'll show you guys here in the near future, because winter is going to start coming up on us, and I miss my coffee, because I always used to have coffee. So now what I do is I boil some water and I throw some ginger in there, and I'll throw some cayenne pepper and some lemon and some honey, and that's what I'll have as a hot drink to go with this. I just can't beat. This stuff will cut, I guarantee you, any sugar craving that you could think of. Not only that, but I have actually made this for my non-raw food friends, and they have actually asked me for the recipe. They're like, how did you make that? That was really good. What was in there? So I can assure you that this is going to be, you're going to love it. All right, so until we meet again, please stay happy, stay healthy. Try it out. Let me know how you like it, and try to laugh as often as possible, because it's so good for you. Besides the food, we all need a little laughter in our life. All right, till next time. Bye-bye.